Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News, Axis Rotation, however the flip you know me on these interwebs, and I'm bringing you guys a super quick recap of what happened during the last week's matches, that of course being week 2 of Stage 1 of the CDL. So getting right into it, we of course kicked things off with the LA battle, the Battle of LA, whatever you want to call it, farming gorilla points, whatever you want to call it. And the LA Thieves, they got a 3-1 victory over the LAG boys. It was a pretty tight series. I mean, the last map was a 250-249, that's what I'm going to play on the screen. And yeah, Thieves pulled it out. Heart Attack Thieves once again. They looked good, so not a lot to say there. They handle business. Obviously, we'll see how things look on the other side of the break. But, yeah, I mean, them getting the 3-1 here was big for them. In the next series of the day, we, of course, had the Minnesota Rokkr getting a upset. The Cloud9 New York side getting an upset over the Minnesota Rokkr. From my perspective, but in the eyes of most of the community, I believe this was not an upset. It was. Okay. So Minnesota was a slight favorite here in the eyes of the community. 52% of people backed them in this series. 48% backed New York. So, yeah, I mean, most people were expecting Minnesota to win. They got thunderclapped by New York. Just looked like they should. You guys know I think that they are a top 4 team on LAN. They're playing from Cali, so I thought their online was chalked, but they proved me wrong, so happy to be proven wrong. In the next series, we had the Boston Breach taking on the Miami Heretics, and it was a 3-2 in favor of the Boston boys. They finish off this split with a really good record. They're 3-1, and yeah, I mean, that bodes well for them going into the online minor. So we'll see how they do, but they got a pretty favorable seed in the bracket, and they're 3-1, so they look good. I mean, maybe they'll get some points. Who knows? In our last series of the day, we of course had the new look Optic Texas with Hook in place of Pred taking on the Vancouver Surge. And of course, Optic Texas got a 3-2. It wouldn't be a new team if they didn't have a close debut series. So they walk away with the 3-2 over Surge. I mean, the S&D was pretty dominant from them, so nothing to be concerned about there. But obviously, new team, crazy situation. Hook got picked up the Thursday before that, I believe. So last Thursday, yeah, not a lot of time to practice and get comfortable. So 3-2, all things considered, is very respectable. Looking at our next series, we had the Vegas Falcons taking on Toronto Ultra. And yeah, DoorDash, you guys know I thought it would be a DoorDash, and it was. In our next series, we had the LA Gorillas taking on Optic Texas. You guys know I thought this one would be a 3-1 in favor of Optic Texas. I thought it would be pretty dominant for them. But I did those predictions expecting Pred to play. So, yeah. No, I did those predictions after Pred had been benched. So I knew Hook would be playing. I just thought that they would sweep the respawns. So looking at our next series, we had Atlanta Faze taking on the Carolina Royal Ravens. Of course, Slasher playing his former team in Atlanta Faze. Yeah, great series. Wasn't expecting a 3-0 from the Ravens. It had been over 2 years since Faze had gotten 3-0'd. So this was very unexpected. But great showing from the Ravens. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely very encouraging for them. They're 4-0 right now. So great start. Can't be said enough. Sorry, I had a little bit of gas there, but yeah, great start. Can't be said enough. Yeah, what better way to start the season than 4-0, right? That's ideal. So looking at our last series, we had the Boston Breach taking on the Vancouver Surge, and of course the Boston Breach got the tip in the game 5. Yeah, they destroyed Surge at multiple points in this series, and the game 5 was kind of the icing on the cake. It was a pretty good showing from both teams, but I felt like Boston just looked better, and it showed in the game 5. Now, looking at our next series, just the first one to start off Sunday, we had the Miami Heretics taking on the Toronto Ultra. You guys know I thought it would be a 3-1, but it ended up being a 3-2 in favor of the Ultra. Yeah, you guys know I thought Ultra would win this series, but I thought it'd be a little bit more dominant for them. But Miami, Ranker, and Real, they are nasty. So they kicked up, and they won map 4, and then they pushed to game 5, and Ultra handled it pretty convincingly. It has to be said that Miami's S&D leaves a lot to be desired right now, so maybe coming out of break they'll look better. But yeah, it's a free dub in every series at this point. I believe they won the control and 1 hard point. So yeah, Toronto S&D looks phenomenal. Miami, polar opposite. Speaking of teams with polar opposite S&D performances, we had the Vegas Falcons taking on Atlanta Faze. I thought it'd be a DoorDash. Falcons won did they win a round 11? Maybe it was a 6-4. Anyways, they won an they won a control. Faze won the S&D. yeah, they won a control, and yeah, it was interesting. They won their first respawn of the year. They were really excited. Hats off to them and Clay for coaching them. So yeah, an interesting series for sure. Wasn't expecting Faze to drop a map, and definitely not a respawn to these guys, but they're shooters. I mean, Xnid and Kicks, they're shooters. So very typical, excuse me, out of Vegas. And, you know, Faze, I feel like coming out of the break will be normal. So, yeah, I'm not expecting them to continue these struggles. But, yeah, enough on that. In our next series, we had a Game 5, Royal Ravens versus Cloud9. This is a really good series. This is a fun one. Went down to the wire, and the Ravens almost lost their O. But, hey, they said, we want to be 4-0. So, they punched their ticket to 4-0. And a great seed in the online minor, it must be said, excuse me. So, yeah, I mean, Cloud9 has looked much improved. I guess they sorted out their online cheese. Maybe they got a more favorable server from the league, or maybe they moved, who knows. But they look a lot better. Looks like they're playing on better connection, and I'm happy for them. So, yeah, great showing from both teams, and very encouraging going into the minor and beyond. Now, in our last matchup of the weekend, you guys know I thought it would be a 3-2 in favor of the LA Thieves. I thought it'd be a close series, but the Thieves would just be too good. Honestly, it wasn't really that close. Thieves pretty much smacked them all the way through. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that on the weekend. I might include some highlights. I might not. I mean, I'm not going to do series by series highlights. It'll probably just be some clips that are chronologically in order based on different series, but probably just one clip from each day or a couple clips from each day. Not too sure. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Share it with a friend or family member if you really enjoyed this content, or if you didn't, maybe they'll like it. So yeah, that'll do it for me. Once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News, or Axis Rotation, and I am signing off. Catch you guys on the next video. Peace.